eMystery presents A Mom Heard Screeching from the Baby Monitor and was filled with horror when she saw her daughter. Before we begin, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more heartwarming stories. Bernita Rogers was in the living room when she heard an awful noise. Instinctively, she rushed to check on her baby girl, but when she got there, Bernita found her stray cat in the same room as her 6-week-old daughter. Straight away, she could tell that the situation was serious. Bernita Rogers is a woman with a truly remarkable story. It begins way back in 1986. Bernita and her husband Roy had been desperate to have a child for years, but they had suffered one tragedy after the next. Bernita, a nurse, had given birth to 3 babies before Stacy came along, but every single one of them had passed away during delivery. After that trauma, Bernita described feeling as though she had a hole in her heart which nothing could quite fill. A year or so before Stacy was born, a stray cat had charmed its way into Bernita and Roy's home. Named Midnight, Bernita spoke of the animal being very, very affectionate, very cuddly and very demanding, wanting attention, wanting to be petted, but all the while, the couple were still desperate for a child. Bernita and her Army Lieutenant Colonel husband were brave enough to try again, and on the 4th time around, Stacy was born. The couple were delighted, and naturally, they were very protective parents, given all the heartache they'd been through before. The new parents made sure to keep a baby monitor on hand so they could always check on their precious daughter. But when the infant was just 6 weeks old, something concerning happened to the family. Baby Stacy fell ill. Stacy had the symptoms of a cold, and so her mom took her straight to see a pediatrician. But Bernita was told that her baby wasn't seriously ill. They told me that it was a cold, a respiratory thing that was going around, and not to worry, that she would be okay, she said during an interview on the Oprah Winfrey Show some years later. However, it turned out that Stacy wasn't out of the woods. Soon after the visit with the doctor, Bernita's mom and dad came to stay. During that time, Bernita put Stacy down for a nap and headed downstairs to socialize when something strange happened. Bernita was talking to her parents in the living room when she noticed Midnight acting strangely. In fact, the cat wouldn't leave Bernita alone. Midnight kept jumping up onto her lap and causing a nuisance, and no one knew why. The cat wasn't after a tickle under the chin. It was clear that something else was up with him. He was pretty persistent, Bernita recalled. He obviously wanted me to do something, but I really wasn't interested. At that point, everyone was still none the wiser, but not for long. All of a sudden, something truly terrifying happened. Midnight vanished from the room, and the next thing they knew, Bernita and her parents heard an awful sound. It was a bizarre screeching noise, and it was coming from the baby monitor. The disconcerting sound made Bernita jump to her feet. She ran straight up to her baby's room to find a truly harrowing scene. Little Stacy was lying in her crib, struggling to breathe. The infant was gasping for air and already turning blue. Bernita was terrified for her little baby. At that moment in time, I thought I was going to lose her, she recalled, and she might have done had Midnight not raised the alarm. Fortunately though, Stacy was rushed to the hospital just in time for the doctors to save her. When the 6-week-old baby arrived at the hospital, she suffered a full respiratory failure, but thankfully, she survived it. Then, once all the drama was over, they were able to take little Stacy home again. Bernita and Roy came to understand how incredible Midnight had been. Bernita said that her miracle baby would have been a crib death had their stray black cat not acted so strangely as to command their attention. This cat actually saved this baby's life, the relieved mom said during her interview with the Oprah Winfrey Show years after the incident. The Rogers' appearance on the famous chat show came 11 years after that fateful day. Stacy, now a healthy school kid, still counts Midnight as a good friend, which makes sense considering everything the two have been through together. I love him dearly because he's always been around for me, the 5th grader said. When Stacy was asked about the unique incident, she said that she found it kind of neat, before going on to explain that Midnight became far less energetic as he grew older. Mostly he likes to just lie in the sun, Stacy said. I think he could do that all day. And given that Midnight probably saved Stacy's life all those years ago, he certainly deserves to spend his old age lolling around in the sunshine. Plenty of people on YouTube seem to think so too. Midnight, you did an awesome job helping to save the baby you loved, wrote one commenter, while another suggested that the animal was Stacy's guardian angel. That's why I love cats, offered one YouTube user who was clearly touched by the remarkable story. While some superstitious people would argue that black cats are symbolic of bad luck, there's no doubt that the animal animal in this story defies that theory. After all, if it weren't for this loyal feline friend, Bernita and Roy may have had to endure yet another heartache. Thanks for watching another heartwarming video. Please check out our channel for more stories that will make your heart melt.